the insight times, we will be talking about decision paralysis, indecisiveness. When it becomes chronic, it affects productivity. And when people are stuck in their head because they are overanalyzing everything they want to do, it makes them indecisive. And an indecisive person is a less productive person. So this is an important topic. And if you feel that you're stuck in a situation like this, and sometimes thinking that all other people are doing the same thing, no, it is not the case. Those who come forth to do what they can do are decisive people. And decisiveness is a key to success. It's the foundation on which success is built. Now, let's come a little bit into this whole thing about decision paralysis. A few symptoms of that could be this. I mean, there is no medical diagnosis of this issue where you can go to the hospital and say, oh, you have decision paralysis. No. You just need to self-examine and see if you have a few of these symptoms that I'm about to talk about. Do you believe very intensely in perfectionism, which is withholding you from doing things? That could be it. Also, are you overwhelmed when it comes to making very little decision? That would be a scanty issue to talk about. Do you feel overwhelmed and anxious and withdraw because you don't want to get involved? That could be a symptom of decision paralysis. A few other symptoms are also present in people depending on how you process your own thinking when it comes to decision making. Some people feel that they don't even want to make a mistake. They don't want to come up with the wrong decision. And having that fear of making a wrong decision can lead you to indecisiveness, which makes you to be all by yourself and just do nothing. That's called the do nothing category of life. And you will be surprised, but many smart people cannot show out. There is no insight in what they do because of decision paralysis. They cannot progress. An example could be where you want to live, what school to go to, or what business you want to make. You might have a plan that might sound really great if you tell someone else, but the problem is that you can't come up with a decision as to when to start. Not because there is no time, but because you want it to be perfect. And not because it won't be perfect, but because you are concerned about how people will evaluate you based on what you've done. If I'm doing this podcast, my concern is not about who has 2 million followers and what content do they produce. I'm doing this because I feel I gotta reach other people, and someone's gonna hear that and they can make a better decision for themselves than what they've been making. Every so often, people who nail things, people who become successful at the zenith of a career are those who try. But people who are so smart and feel so big to come out and do things will overanalyze. I had a friend called Kyle in high school, RDSA Los Angeles. We were in art school together, and this guy told me, every time you go on stage, do not overthink it. That's his word. Don't overthink it, Jay. Don't overthink it. And then I realized that I used to overthink a lot. So every subtext that I should perform to respond to another person's message, I overthought it to the point that it became fake. And he told me, don't overthink it. Naturally flow, something's gonna come out. Some people go to bed 12 a.m., they are thinking up to 2 a.m. about the business they want to make. They've had a business plan for 5 years. They will never act because they feel there's no time, it's not appropriate, they will be criticized. It's indecisiveness. That is a paralysis. That is a chronic problem. You got to overcome it. If you observe that you have the symptoms of those, things that I just talked about. Now it is time to stand out and start making little decisions. Another decision that you could make, one decision you could make would be, well, maybe I need to place something on this table, which I feel would be very good in terms of decoration. Make sure you have that done within 1 week. It does not have to be expensive. Little by little, make your plans and execute them. When you think about that and have record and testimony of what you've done, then of course you can be bigger plans. The people who have analysis paralysis issues do not move. They don't make progress. They remain in a single spot for quite a long period of time that they can't imagine they've ever done that. This is a chronic issue. If you want to write, start writing. If you want to travel somewhere, do it. Make sure it is within your power to do so. Little decisions will come over grand ones. If you feel some form of anxiety when it comes to being decisive about certain issues, try to overcome it. If you want to get married, do it. If you want to buy a house, do that. I'm not saying don't be very careful in analyzing things. Being responsible in thinking and executing them are different from being indecisive. Indecisiveness is a form of paralysis. You've had all the thoughts, all the imaginations, everything in your heads, but they can't be executed. You can never just do it. That's what I'm talking about here. And you will be surprised that a staggering number of people have decision paralysis. And that is something they need to overcome in order to make a move. And these people are very smart, way smarter than those who are on stage. There might be someone here pretty smart, far smarter than me, who will say something better here, and people will say, wow. But that guy is still thinking. He's been thinking for the past 7 years to do a podcast. He hasn't reached a point yet. It's nearly demonic. That thing is a serious issue. You got to overcome it. Get on your feet. Do something. The next podcast will be what you can do to overcome decision paralysis. What practices you can put in place to gradually get rid of this thing and achieve your full potential, being impactful and presenting relevant insights to the world because of your own uniqueness. The Insight Times. We will see you soon. Have a great day.